Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Something very exciting has been happening in the past 24 hours. OpenAI released GPT4 yesterday. That's the latest version of their large language model, which has been released to the public. For those of you that have been following the news, the last few months have been a buzz with OpenAI making waves with ChatGPT, their chatbot based on GPT 3.5, an earlier version. And within just a few months, they've already released a far more powerful version, which is GPT-4. But unlike GPT 3.5, GPT-4 does not come for free public access. But we're excited because we have access to GPT-4. Now, Gautam, I want to ask you, what is most exciting about GPT-4 for you?
So what I find most exciting is that it's already has mainstream acceptance, or one of the largest education projects out there, Khan Academy, has already announced how they'll work with GPT-4 to better assist students with a chatbot called Khan Migo. You can find the link to the video where Salman Khan, the founder of Khan Academy, is announcing the integration in the description, in our video description. In my opinion, for curious students, right, Khan Migo can supply just enough info for students to move ahead to the next step. So yeah, that's what I think is one of the most exciting updates in the context of education and online education. But I think we should try ChatGPT and see how it fares, and GPT-4 to try see how it fares against ChatGPT and see what's exciting and new.
Absolutely. Can't wait to interact with GPT-4.
Okay, so this is what the screen looks like. As you can clearly see, there is an option for you to choose either the default one, that is GPT 3.5, and the legacy one, the legacy code, and you have an option to choose the new one, that's GPT-4. You can see a display of strength against reasoning, speed, and consciousness. Sorry, conciseness, not consciousness. So those are the three parameters on which this is sort of differentiated. Yeah, but let's choose GPT-4 and see what we can ask. So Aruna, what should we go with?
Do you have consciousness? I think that's a great question to start with, because we keep talking about this artificial intelligence and artificial general intelligence, and all of this talk about.
Maybe I should ask a meta question too. Is like, just ask who are you, so to see it as a sense of self, and then follow it up.
Yes, and then please ask, do you have consciousness? I would love to hear that.
So it's interesting that it hasn't. It is not aware of the branding change that has happened. OpenAI is calling it GPT-4 and not ChatGPT anymore, but GPT-4 does not seem to be aware of that.
I see. Yeah, there seems to be a distinction between ChatGPT and GPT-N, right? GPT-N or N.M or whatever seems to be referring to the models that power this front-end chatbot, which is now seemingly a catch-all phrase for the chatbot, ChatGPT.
Right. So yeah, let me maybe follow it up with the question that you asked earlier. Do you have consciousness? Let's see what GPT-4 has to say.
Good to know that it does not yet possess consciousness, or at least it doesn't seem to think it does.
Okay, seems like a cookie cutter template answer. So let me ask, go ahead and ask how it's different from, I'm not sure if it can actually differentiate, but let me give it a shot anyways. How are you, GPT-4, different from ChatGPT?
Is
if it does not?
Yeah, I wonder, maybe it'll say I am ChatGPT because that's what it said. Okay, nice. This was intentional. Okay, let's see what else as of my knowledge cut out.
Quite certain that it's not self-aware yet, because if it says that, it may not be released, while we have enabled GPT-4 very much.
That is so strange.
When will GPT-4 release then? Okay, this is
strange.
Well, it makes me less confident in some sense, because this news, definitely there is OpenAI website that has actually announced that GPT-4 is released. We can see it ourselves over here. So yeah, this is kind of conflicting. So
have we clicked on the right model? We have, right?
Yes,
is there a way to double check?
Yeah, maybe we can even go ahead and start a new thread and see, and choose GPT-4 again, just to be sure.
Okay, GPT-4 currently has a cap of 100 messages every 4 hours.
Well, that's a bummer. You know what? Maybe I should go ahead and ask if it can assist me on how to upload images.
Yeah.
How to upload an image to, since it's calling it ChatGPT, I'm gonna
as an input.
Keep it at that. Yes. Well, it makes it pretty clear that it cannot have a image-based input. So I think that it could never be a traffic issue, because we have clearly specified that we're choosing ChatGPT 4, and yes, we are also a paid user. So specifically, we paid for ChatGPT Plus to ensure that we get access to GPT-4. So it's kind of odd this is saying that. Maybe let me ask it a leading question. How do you think GPT-4 will be different from GPT 3.5, since it mentioned 3.5?
It mentioned 3. I don't even know whether it knows 3.5. Yeah, it keeps saying it's GPT-3.
Well, it's kind of adamant. Yeah.
Okay, so we let it go, I suppose. I don't know what's going on. Maybe people haven't asked it this kind of questions.
But it is definitely giving me answers for what is going to be different.
Larger model size. We know from the news that it is indeed true that 175 billion parameters for GPT 3.5 and 100 trillion some parameters for GPT-4. So yeah, much larger model. Better context understanding. We will have to demonstrate that. But other people have done it, and that's true. I can say.
One aspect is that I think as a headline to this video, maybe what I want to convey to the viewers would be that GPT-4 does not know that it's GPT-4 yet. So that's something that's coming out very clear. Yes,
it's very interesting. Well, I'm a little surprised by this, because remember, Gautam, one of the highlights that was pointed out on the OpenAI website was about how GPT-4 was super smart, right?
Right.
Exactly. There you go. The GPT-4 has outperformed ChatGPT by scoring super duper well in these exams.
Standard test,
yeah. Standardized tests, and it's clearly in the top 10 percentile, whereas ChatGPT was in the bottom 10. So, but it clearly seems to be having an identity crisis. I don't know what to do about that. Well, all I can say at this point is that GPT-4 has aced a variety of exams according to data shared by OpenAI. So that's very interesting for teachers. It's clearly able to be used for plagiarism, if that's one of your concerns. So yeah, all the more reason why teachers should be interested in the capabilities of any AI, but particularly GPT-4.
Awesome. I think for the sake of this video, I think we might have to resign to the fact that GPT-4 isn't self-aware of its own awesomeness yet. We have to maybe take the word of what OpenAI website says as to how it's so much more better, and maybe figure out, go back to another account where we can use GPT-3 and ask it, ask it itself, like, what do we do about it? How do we end up getting access to? Or I can even ask here, right? How do we get access to GPT-4?
It doesn't even think GPT-4 exists because it says, its timeline basically ended. Its universe ended in 2021 September or something, right? So
okay, I think
I agree with you.
that kind of brings us to the pause of this video, where we can resume another video where we discover something different, or we discover that GPT-4 is actually truly aware of itself.
Exactly. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.
See you.